The claim is that in the book of Acts that the Bible shows that the Sabbath was changed to Sunday. However, is that true? Let's look. Here the Bible records the early church keeping the Sabbath twice. Here it records them keeping the Sabbath 3 times. Once. Here the Bible records them keeping the Sabbath for a space of around a year and a half, around 78 Sabbaths. You know what it never records them doing? Keeping Sunday. Now, of course, people like to seize on this verse to try and prove Sunday sacredness. It says, on the first day of the week when the disciples came together to break bread, Paul preached. So there's some pretty major problems with using this text to try and prove Sunday sacredness. 1. This was not a Sunday. According to Genesis chapter 1, each new day begins at sunset. 2. Breaking bread does not constitute a church service. It does not even constitute a holy day. 3. It says Paul continued his preaching until midnight. And because he was going to depart the next day, that's why he was preaching so long on that night. This was not a Sunday church service. This was a Saturday night kind of farewell. In fact, not only was the Sabbath never changed, Revelation 14, 6 and 7 quotes from the 4th commandment, the Sabbath commandment, and calls it part of the gospel. God created the Sabbath in the beginning of the world, when there were no Jews, nobody but Adam and Eve. God's people are even recorded as keeping His commandments. Now here in Revelation 21, the Bible says that God will recreate the earth after sin and sinners have been destroyed. But it's quoting from here in Isaiah 66, and in connection with that, the Bible tells us that when the earth is made new, we will keep the Sabbath in the earth made new even then. The Bible calls the Sabbath the Lord's day. Here again, the Sabbath is the Lord's day. It's also made for men. That word for means for the sake of, for our benefit. And there's even not just spiritual benefits from resting on the Sabbath. There's physical benefits as well. Isaiah calls it the Lord's day also. Now, according to Hebrews 9, if a covenant is going to be changed, it has to be done so before the covenant maker's death. So if the Sabbath was going to be changed, Jesus himself would have had to specify this before his death. Now, where do the Gospels specify such a change? The easy answer is, Jesus never said such a change. The Sabbath is eternal. It's still sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. It never has changed. It never will change, even throughout the ceaseless ages of eternity.